Welcome back, first-timers. We're back in 30A, but this time we're at an American Omakase restaurant.
And tonight we're going to have a unique, immersive dining experience with award-winning chef William Farrington.
We've heard so many great things about this restaurant, and we've been really excited about trying it. What's great about it, it's a prefix menu. We have no idea what's on the menu, but we know it's going to be good.
This is a small and intimate dinner where you get to learn from the chef about the prefix menu as you eat. Omakase in Japanese means, I'll leave it up to you. So basically, we're leaving this dinner all up to the chef. The chef comes out for each course and guides you through the meal and tells you about each dish individually. So this restaurant is pretty brand new. It opened January 10th of 2024, and we're here in May. Just 5 months in, and we gotta go check it out.
From what we can tell from their Instagram, it looks like each meal is about 5 to 7 different items, but then they also have an optional wine pairing. Terry and I are gonna share that because
I don't really like wine that much.
I mean, we don't hate it, it's just not our thing. But if it's recommended by the chef, we're probably gonna have to try it. But as soon as we walked in, we were greeted with complimentary rosé. And they have the theme song to Jurassic Park playing right now. Besides the wine pairing and the complimentary rosé, they do offer non-alcoholic drinks, beer, and wine.
And you can get the wine by the bottle or by the glass. The dining area is really small and intimate. It probably seats at max maybe 25 people.
And so we're gonna try and not be so loud and obnoxious because there's a lot of really fancy people here. So we're gonna try and blend in.
Act natural.
The first round has already arrived. We're starting with a vichyssoise.
Vichyssoise.
Vichyssoise. It's a leek soup in a shot glass. And then we also got a bowl of fried sunflower. I gotta try this fried sunflower first. It's like sunflower chips, I guess.
Oh wow, tastes like a little bitter potato chip.
Kind of sweet, but kind of salty, a little smoky. A little crispy, but kind of soft at the same time. And it's starting to get fun in here, so I think we're probably gonna have to switch to the other microphone. They're soft, they're crispy, a lot of flavor.
They're pretty addicting, actually.
Now it's time for the vichyssoise.
Vichyssoise.
Very oniony. It's packed with flavor.
It's like
It's savory and creamy.
it's like a potatoey, oniony, delicious cold soup.
Yes, all of those things and so much more.
I can't get to this floating crouton.
That is definitely a floating crouton. I could drink a camel pack full of that. It's not refreshing, but it's delicious. After the first course, I can see why Chef Farrington is known as the Swiss Army knife of chefs in this area. We're told that throughout the meal, he'll come out and walk us through each one of these courses and really explain how he takes the standard meat and potato style menu, but then elevates it to a next heightened level.
I am your chef and the owner tonight, and I'm going to take you on a little bit of a food journey. I hope you guys are ready for a fun night. It won't be exclusively meat and potatoes. Basically, what I try to do is search out people who are raising food, growing food, sort of in the right way in this country. I believe that we have all the necessary climate zones and terroir to have some of the best food in the world, and I think we should be proud of it the same way like a 6th generation cheesemaker from Parma is of their Parmesan, or a vintner from Champagne is of their Champagne, because it tells you about their history and their ancestry and who they are. So I search out farms and farmers all over the country, and I try to find really cool ingredients or people who are doing things that are really cool. And then as the chef, it's kind of my job not to screw it up. Similarly, our wine list, we have some heavy hitters from the Pacific Northwest, but we also have some wines from places like Michigan and the Finger Lakes and Virginia, and we're getting some Texas Hill Country. We're going to go on a bit of a journey. I'm going to tell you why you're eating what you're eating, why I chose it. It might be classic, nostalgic Americana. It might be an ingredient I want to showcase. It could be all the above.
First appearance of the chef was fast and furious. He jumped out and got right back in the kitchen, so I hope I got a little bit of what he was saying. He's really looking to highlight American cuisine and really showcase its intricacies, and M&P is a play on meat and potatoes, which is traditional American staples. So we're looking forward to what else he has up his sleeve. The next round has come out. They haven't told us what it is yet, but it is rectangular in shape. It's batter dipped. There's a sauce, a cream, and a meat on top. And then there's also a shot glass of bubbling concoction.
I think that's probably more of the rosé.
We're having tater tots. So this is my recipe for a tater tot, and I'm serving it in the style of one of my favorite Japanese dishes called an okonomiyaki. It is topped with a duck breast. The duck is from Missouri. It is called a moulard, and it is a cross between a Muscovy and a Peking duck. We turned it into a pastrami.
We've got pastrami duck with the tater tot.
And more rosé. Like a Japanese mayonnaise, creamy sauce. Tater tot, cheers.
Oh, I was gonna start with the meat.
Okay,
But
go for it.
that's all right. Tater tot, cheers.
No questions about it. Best tater tot I've ever had. This is not your Napoleon Dynamite pocket tater tot. So crispy, so creamy, lots of flavor.
Definitely homemade.
I've never known potatoes could taste like that. Absolutely otherworldly.
Now I'm gonna try the duck. I've never had duck. Wish me luck. Duck.
Could be. Could be.
That duck is amazing. I don't have anything to compare it to,
I think I'm
but
okay.
it tastes like
It's always this first one.
pastrami steak. If that's what duck tastes like, we're gonna be eating a lot of duck.
That is what really good duck tastes like.
Wow.
It's duck pastrami, but it does have a little Asian flair, so it has that Peking duck flavor. So it's like an Asian pastrami duck. So the first wine that's not rosé is one out of Michigan, surprisingly. But we're told that it's on the same latitude as Bordeaux wine, so it has the same climate as that in Italy.
It smells really fruity and crisp. It has like a vanilla-y flavor to it. That's interesting.
I'm getting a fresh pear and maybe a tuna fish sandwich.
Don't say that.
Very delicate, but buttery.
Yeah, it's like velvety on your tongue. It's like a vanilla buttercream with a hint of fruit. Yeah.
Doesn't taste like tuna fish. The next round is out. The chef hasn't told us what it is. Bowl platter. There's mixed greens, a bunch of vegetables. We're not sure what kind of meat or protein is there. It could be fish, could be chicken. Looks like a brown gravy. There's definitely caviar, and for sure there's grapefruit.
Here we go.
For your next course, we have a Pacifico striped sea bass. It is a sea bass raised 70 miles off the coast of California in the only deep water open ocean farm in the entire world. I liken it to Chilean sea bass, with the only difference being this truly is a sea bass, and Chilean sea bass is called Patagonian toothfish, which does not sell particularly well. It's sitting on top of a citrus and fennel salad with some Florida ruby red grapefruit and some fennel and some arugula and some herbs. It's finished in a tangerine and miso butter sauce and a little bit of Royal Ocetric caviar from Marshallburg Farms in North Carolina.
Striped bass, cheers.
Good.
It is like Chilean sea bass, but way better. I love Chilean sea bass, and we found out that Chilean sea bass isn't sea bass. It's like wolf's tooth or something, he said. But this is really good.
It's okay. It's very soft.
And the caviar,
Oh my god, I don't know if I'm gonna do that.
North Carolina, but it's fancy. Just try it. Try like one little one. It doesn't have an offensive taste. It's not crazy seafoody.
Salty.
It is salty. But I've had caviar where you bite and like explodes in your mouth like boba, but not this. It just kind of melts away. This one's another hit for me. I know Terry might not love it, but she doesn't hate it.
I don't hate it.
Next wine up is a Pinot Noir, and that's my favorite kind of wine if I'm gonna drink wine.
If anybody orders Merlot, I'm leaving. I am not drinking any f***ing Merlot!
It's made by Paul Hobbs, and it is from the Sonoma coast. Again, very mellow. Got some grapes, thankfully.
I'd be concerned if it wasn't grapes. Very subtle.
Buttery and sophisticated.
Grapey.
Can't wait to see what this pairs with. The next round's up. We don't know what it is yet, but it kind of looks like maybe gnocchi
Or mac and cheese.
or dumplings,
It kind of smells a little bit barbecue-y.
but it kind of looks like it might be cranberry sauce on top.
We've got some microgreens happening.
So what we are having is essentially macaroni and cheese with bacon and barbecue sauce. What we have is a house-made gnocchi. It's in an American cheese Mornay sauce, and then on top is a bourbon braised pork belly. The pork belly is called, it's from a Mangalitsa pig. Mangalitsa originally were bred in Austria and Hungary for royalty. This particular one is from Tennessee, and we braised it in some Kentucky bourbon, and then it is finished in my secret barbecue sauce, which is all you're gonna get from me about that.
This doesn't happen often, but we were both right.
It's a mac and cheese gnocchi.
With bacon, bourbon jam on top. This is more Terry Speed than the one before this. Gnocchi cheers.
Oh, hot.
Barbecue sauce and mac and cheese are two of the best things that combine.
You really got to mix those two together to get the whole experience
I'm trying to whisper because everybody got real quiet.
because it's so good.
The creaminess, the cheesiness, those gnocchi are just pillows of happiness.
You got a little bit of spice from the barbecue sauce. Try this pork belly. You know when you close your eyes when you're eating, it's good.
After the first round, I didn't think anything was going to get better. Then after the second round, didn't think anything could top it. This tops them all. This is absolutely amazing.
It's sweet, it's peppery, it's smooth and creamy and cheesy.
The meat is crispy, but tender.
I don't want this to end.
We were going to move on to the next round, but I just want to mention, all you hear is forks scraping the plate. Can you hear that? Everybody's trying to get every little bit of flavor and morsel out of this plate/bowl. The next wine is speaking my language.
Hungarian?
No, aged in Hungarian and American white oak. Just like my favorite drink, bourbon. This is a Meritage blend, and it's out of Virginia.
All right.
Not the West, just the regular one. Sense of cherry and plum.
Smells like wine. Reddish wine.
That one's richer, a little darker, a lot more viscosity.
Sour vanilla.
Tongue coaty. This one's gonna be good, especially if we're having beef on the next round. And I think we might be because we got these really sweet cutting devices. Initial reaction on the next round, meat and potatoes with roasted vegetables. Some kind of sauce on top.
Maybe like a béarnaise sauce.
It's looking pretty Bernaise-y.
Well, as promised, meat and potatoes. What you have in front of you is a 100% full-blood Wagyu flat iron from America. Why do I say that instead of American Wagyu? Japan hasn't, for many, many, many years, exported Wagyu beef. It's become such a hot commodity. That being said, there are only a few places still left where you can get a 100% full-blood Japanese Wagyu that is actually reared and raised in America. It's served on top of a whipped Yukon potato in the style of Joel Robuchon, and some tarragon roasted potatoes, and then a classic béarnaise sauce. Enjoy.
Well, you heard the man.
It's béarnaise.
And that's a Wagyu steak on Robuchon style potatoes, which is, I've seen him do it on the Food Network, and it's basically 50-50 butter and potatoes. I'm excited. I'm going for the potatoes first. Damn, Gina. Those potatoes are doing work. It's buttery, creamy, soft. It's like a walk on the beach followed by a first kiss.
Oh, you already cut into the steak, and it is so tender. You don't even need this sharp knife.
Roasted vegetables, so sweet, so crispy, so delicious.
Steak time. That's probably the most tender steak I've ever had.
They brought out knives, but I think I can cut this with a spoon. The flavor is so intense. It's just the truest flavor of beef. And then that béarnaise sauce on top just makes it even creamier.
Just elevates it slightly.
The last course, I said I didn't think anything could get any better. Well, prove me wrong again. This one is now my favorite. The next wine is up, and it's a sparkling Pinot Noir from the Russian River Valley. I've been to that area many times back in college. I'm not gonna tell you anything you don't know if you like wine, but that area is notorious for wine. It's cold, it smells bubbly, effervescent, very champagne-y.
Yeah, it definitely smells like champagne.
Go ahead, throw that thing back, girl.
I like that. Fancy tasting.
Like tiny fairies tap dancing on your tongue. I like that.
Every time I go to dinner with my wife, she orders key lime pie, and I sit there with a smile and I wait for her to eat it patiently. I am a native Floridian, and I can tell for it, and I am very partial to the key lime. I want to eat it as a curd, so that is what you have in front of me right now. You have a key lime curd, and I recommend you just take your spoon and run it across the plate. Thank you so much. Good.
It came out too fast. We didn't get to pre-game this, but we were originally thinking that it was like a toasted marshmallow, some type of
S'mores situation.
way wrong.
A key lime curd with toasted meringue. There's some caramel sauce or some sort of sauce and ice cream. He said to just take a scoop of the whole thing across the plate, so that's what I'm gonna do. He said all the things that I like.
Smoky, sweet, crispy,
Tart,
cold.
crunchy. It's every texture and flavor.
I think this is the perfect dessert to cap off the night. Just when we thought the party was over, it's not over. It's never over. They brought out fennel tea, caffeine-free, but it's going to help us digest all that great food we just had. Forgot I don't like fennel.
Yeah, same. It tastes good though, I mean, aside from the fennel.
This has been an absolutely enchanting night. The amount of food, flavors, textures, and excitement that we experienced tonight is definitely well worth the price for admission.
And it's just like they described, intimate, unique.
And what's amazing is you get to try all these flavors, and the chef walks you through them. And that really just adds this whole nother level of intimacy and knowledge when you're eating. So if you haven't made your reservation yet, go online or call them. Make a reservation for M&P 30A. You will not leave here disappointed, and you won't leave here hungry.
Small plates, but it's a lot of food and a lot of flavor.
If you like this video, check out this video right here, where we did a walking tour of Fort Walton Beach. We concluded it with an amazing gourmet dinner at Ali's Bistro, right in Fort Walton Beach. Thanks again for following along in this episode, and join us next time when we try something else new for the first time.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. First timers.
High five.